It still smells good, too. It smells like jasmine.
Shai, what happened?
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm
You what?
sorry.
Gino breaking up with Jasmine while sniffing her clothes in a parking lot and kids biting each other? Now that is not what I had on my bingo card. However, it is peak 90 Day Fiance. All the couples try to work it out and figure things out while constantly trying to sabotage each other and getting at each other's throats while saying they're happy, while not really being happy, while bringing the drama, while fighting and making up. It's, you know what? It's just a cluster of drama, and that's all it is non-stop. So we got a crazy show for you today, looking at all that madness. But first, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I definitely appreciate all the support. First, we're going to start with Tiger Lily and Adnan, because good Lord, the adaptation that he is bringing when he comes to the United States seems like he has no problem at all. And for some reason, she seems a little surprised that he's exactly the person he has said he is all along.
There are boxes everywhere.
Everywhere.
Still the room needs to put together, and it's a lot of work to do.
A lot of work for Tiger Lily to do, because you really think he's going to be doing that work? I highly doubt that.
Howdy, y'all. Thank you nicely. Kindly. Little
Kindly,
cowboy
nicely,
hat.
big cowboy hat. And the absolute evil laugh, which fits him. But you know what? If he rolled in for with the cowboy hat and is just being this character, I would have a laugh at that. So Adnan, you get that one.
Welcoming me.
Yes.
Working with me to lobby. Here's different.
So what he's saying is he is actually thinking that he's just going to be catered to and pampered to because that's what he's used to in Jordan. Okay. Well, truth is, he probably will be by Tiger Lily, so that really doesn't surprise me at all. But in this moment, he thinks that he should be having everything just done for him at the hotel. So, shell shock, I guess?
Where is that?
But he'll learn.
There's one thing to keep a tidy house with kids, and there's another to have a completely trashed hotel room with fireworks, poppers, snacks everywhere, all of the above. And for her to say, it's really difficult. Yeah, I get it. It's not simple, but damn, it doesn't look, you left confetti all over the floor. I mean, that's kind of crazy.
So I am worried he has the same expectations for me.
Of course he has the same expectations, but he has shown you this since day one. This is what he expects. And the reason why I don't feel bad is because you're the one that's known this, and you're trying to act like you're surprised, but yet here we are acting like this is all new, when you know damn well that you've known this since day one.
But after he know I am coming to US, he decided to come to live here in Texas.
Interesting that his brother has now decided to come to live in Texas. So the question is, how's his brother going to be? Is his brother going to be very overbearing like his other brother? Or is this going to be a more chill, mellow brother? What do you think? Comment below.
Hold.
I feel like what he's getting ready for is a complete and utter Happy Gilmore swing. And he just looks like, I mean, I get it. He's never done it before. But my God, it looks like he's just getting ready to just fling that golf club halfway across the golf course.
Yes.
If I wanted in my heart, then I would do it.
Okay, interesting thing about this is the whole time that the actual brother is saying things like, perfect, understand that she's trying to make a reasonable decision, that she's doing it for herself. That's absolutely great. The issue I have here is she has said, no problem at all, the child being Muslim, but yet she has a problem with it. Now, I'm a Christian, so I get it. I understand your religion and everything like that. It's very sacred to people. But at the same time, I don't understand why she's so very quick to say, no problem. You know, this is the father's religion. My son can be Muslim. But me, I have a lot of issues with it, and I'm staying Christian. Her logic doesn't really match here.
This preachy tone, that's like not fun.
He's literally been doing this the whole time. He's always, like the beginning, y'all rushed off so quick to get married. You did it in a Muslim ceremony. That might have been your first indication that he might want you to convert, whether he was saying it or not. But he's always said to you these things about the Muslim culture and how you should behave and all these things like that. And you've accepted it. And now you're acting surprised. The madness that is Tiger Lily and Adnan clearly is going to just drag on. But the reality is that she needs to come to terms with her current situation and the fact that she has known all this, everything and how he is the whole time, and accepted it, and now she's starting to question. Now, she could leave, that's her option, and she probably should, but acting like you didn't know or have seen any of the signs is kind of ridiculous. Moving on to Gino and Jasmine, the most pointless couple that is still here, trying to get the fame and continuing to try to keep their 15 seconds alive. They have one goal and one goal only, and that is to extend whatever they can do for this TV thing because it is running out of time and people are tired of them.
I thought this open marriage would work, and he supported me.
He supported you because he really didn't have a choice, but at the same time, you thought this would work. You're the one that knew from the get-go and actually had good instincts, but decided to go along with it because she gave you an ultimatum, even though the marriage was absolutely going nowhere. Y'all both made mistakes, sure, but you're the dummy who decided to continue on with it when you should have said, no, or I'm leaving. And that was the end of it.
What would you do if she said, Gino, I want you back?
I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah.
That should be very simple. The answer should be, I don't care. We're done. We're not good for each other. You could even say the whole point of we both made mistakes because y'all both did at points, for sure, even though Jasmine is just extremely insufferable. But Gino, he's ridiculous too. You could have said that, but no, now you're saying you don't know? Good Lord, she's just made herself right at home there, hasn't she? From her friend Matt, who she has completely moved in a whole house full of stuff with, and seems to be now having a spa day. This is peak Jasmine.
That he's still super mad. But also, I want to believe that things didn't work out well for him in Vegas,
yeah, okay.
And it was just a realization for him to miss me.
Okay, she completely decides to act like the whole open marriage thing didn't happen. What are we even doing here? The thing, she talks like they're not in an open marriage. That whole ridiculous thing they've decided to do, which is really Jasmine deciding to do, and Gino not having a backbone to say, hell no, this is ridiculous. And now she's going to act like, I hope it didn't work out. I mean, like he hopes that it didn't work out with Matt, which is you're still trying to act like y'all are just friends and that's it. And there's not something more there. The whole thing is just a never-ending ball of cognitive dissonance.
That me and her could somehow work out, that I want to keep her or whatever. Yeah, of course.
This fool has got to be one of the stupider. And when I say stupider, I mean stupider. My God, she knows how to pick him, doesn't she? And he's saying, but part of me hopes that it doesn't work out so we can work out, so you can win the prize, Matt, because then you would be at the top of the food chain, because then you would be the king. Dude, you would deserve everything you get if you got Jasmine as some kind of long-term thing, which you did, as because you're the father of her child, and she's done everything that I'm not surprised at, which is basically keeping the child from you, saying she doesn't trust you with the child, and finally coming out like at the child being 6 months old, saying, oh, he finally can stay with the father. This is peak Jasmine. Peak Jasmine.
Maybe one of these times it'll click in her head, and then I think she will see me for who I am.
Who? A loser? A weak man who can't recognize that she is the problem in most of these things? I mean, you could say all the things about Gino. He is an absolute weak piece of garbage human too, for many reasons. But you acting like Jasmine is like up here, like your queen. She'll be with me. You will deserve everything you get if you get her.
And I brought her coffee machine.
Oh,
'cause I
that's
know
very
she
nice.
Really likes it.
I brought her the coffee machine. Like, he's like, I'm going to give you some stuff. She thinks this is like, oh, maybe he'll take me back. He brought her clothes. He brought her a coffee machine. This is him trying to say it's over. But yet, he, in the cowardly Gino way, instead of just saying, look, you're ridiculous. It's over. We're not working out. We're never going to work out. He's like, here's your clothes, Jasmine. Take your coffee machine as well. I know you like it, Jasmine.
And here's some of your clothes.
That is the look of someone that realizes that this isn't going to go the way she thought it was going to go.
The phone calls varied anywhere between 2 minutes to like up to 60 minutes.
Ah, yes. So this is Gino basically saying, I know you were messing with Matt long before you said that we were doing the open marriage, like 4 months, saying that there are phone calls from 2 minutes to 60 minutes. Of course, her excuse is, we were friends because I talk with my guy friends that I want to be in an open relationship with for 60 minutes at a time. Not to mention, she called him while they were at the last resort and vented to him for advice. That is not friend behavior. That's, I want to be with this person behavior.
She convinced me that she didn't cheat on me, and I agreed to Matt because I really did love Jasmine, and
That's because you're an idiot, Gino. Idiot. Because he's saying, basically, I did all this and I believed her, and then I just agreed to the open marriage with Matt, the person that was very clearly the person she was already sleeping with. Gino, that makes you the dumb person.
I swear on my life, God sent me the worst disease. if I ever cheated on Gino.
You know what happens when someone says, I swear on my life, and says, I swear, God, do this to me if I cheated or if I did X, Y, and Z. You know what that means? They're lying to you. That's an easy one. You are getting lied to right now. If you believe it, someone sells it because they know that they're not going to get struck down. They're not going to be, on my life, they're not going to die right then and there. Even religious people know that. But you say it because it sells the point, right? That is someone trying to sell something that they know is not true. And then he goes over, making sure that like a hat or something didn't get stuck in there. That's Gino to a T. Like all my hats, he has like 3,000 hats. Like one hat ain't gonna hurt him. And then he's just gonna pull off. He's gonna leave her in the dark parking lot. And he's gonna be like, it's okay, Jasmine, it's okay. You know, when the mugger gets you, you know, it's all right, just throw the coffee maker at him. Now, fully, I understand that there's producers there and everything, so obviously she's not left alone. But it's still kind of a funny visual. Clearly, Gino and Jasmine are the same couple that we've seen this absolute whole time, and we know why they're in it for, you know, or what they're in it for. But alas, they keep bringing them on for entertainment and giving them a platform, which is interesting, but also not really surprising. Moving on to Darcy and Georgie, which is an interesting one because they're gearing up for a trip.
I'm gonna like.
Good Lord, how tall is she? I mean, is she like 4'5"? Like, she takes off the heels. I mean, I already knew she was short, but dang. Like, yeah, let her wear the heels. My God, she looks crazy.
Don't dress like how you typically dress.
Yes.
I want to give her advice because if it doesn't go well,
they're
probably going to cause problems in their marriage.
So it's probably good taking advice from a person who is wearing a bra right in front of her to say, you need to be modest. Interesting concept here. Now, I get it. She's trying to say, hey, when you're there, you need to act this way. I've been there. But still, it's kind of, again, a funny visual done by the show. I don't think they have any self-awareness, the producers of the show.
Bulgaria, baby.
Like a doll. You literally look like a doll.
She looks like something. I don't know if I describe for a doll, but all I know is I see the face and I think, huh? How much more injections and surgeries and things are you gonna get?
Which are much longer, and it gives you that like sexy, you know, cat eye.
Is that what it gives you? It gives you a sexy cat eye. Look, it looks like she has spiders on her eyes when she wears the giant eyelashes. And the worst part is they showed her the whole eyelash thing. Here, use these. And she's like, I'm going to tone it down to these. They look exactly the same. Wait till you see the before and after. Wow. Before and after. Oh my gosh. And the comparison. Huh? Now, tell me, do you see a difference in that? I mean, I'm sure there's a slight little tiny bit, but her saying I'm toning it down and I'm going to take off the eyelashes, it's like you toned it down by a millimeter. Let me tell you, any guy is not going to see any difference. None at all. It just is what it is. So you acting like you're toning it down, maybe to you, but you're talking about millimeters and minuscule amounts.
Coat that covers everything.
Okay, she's going to put a coat that covers everything on the plane. She's going to wear this fur coat on the plane. You're going to be the person that all the passengers are making like TikTok videos of and posting them up because they're so mad at you because of how big and bulky and gaudy you are. That's what's going to happen.
Love. I'm a giver.
Oh, a giver. Oh, I'm getting a little emotional.
Feel my love.
Oh my gosh. I wanted to feel my love, but at the same time, no tears. Every time. No tears. Like this show is the most for people crying, but not having tears. The main one that does have tears, Jasmine will have tears sometimes, but I also know she's extremely manipulative, so she probably can make herself cry on cue. That wouldn't shock me. But damn, all of them with the cry, please, one tear. We will see how it all plays out with Georgie and Darcy because, my God, I just don't think it's going to go well with the family, and I don't think she's going to be able to even try to tone it down even a little bit, but there's certainly drama to follow. Now, for this one, you get a three-fer. You get Andre and Elizabeth, you get Lauren and Alexi, and you get Yara and Jovi, so that should be interesting. These three seem to be embroiled in nothing but drama currently, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere with Andre and how he is, with Elizabeth now trying to defend Andre, with Lauren possibly overstepping her boundaries, and Yara and Jovi just kind of fading into the background. Really? You're having, okay, look, for one, I don't I don't believe in all that anyway. But for two, you're having your friend, who was arguably one of the more negative people when you had this whole thing, you know, Andre excluded because plenty of issues with him, but your friend Noga just went absolutely insane and acted like a perpetual or petulant child, but yet she's going to cleanse your negative energy. Sure.
Noga was also very out of character last night, too.
You notice that right there? There's a big difference. Andre was out of line, but Noga was out of character. You know, she really tries to downplay the thing with her friend, which to an extent I do understand because it's your friend, but at the same time, if you're saying she was wrong, just say she was wrong. It's okay to call out your friend sometimes.
I'm not defending you more because you are my best friend.
You don't have to defend your friend because you think that she's just because she's your friend. I mean, you're saying you're apologizing to her for not defending her. She was acting insane. She was acting ridiculous.
You would turn it against her,
Oh.
but I think we all come from very different cultures.
So she tries to downplay but say, yes, I was wrong. But him, look, someone else, he's wrong in a lot of aspects. Everyone can see that most of the time how he is. But you coming in saying, well, yeah, I made a mistake, but he did this, that's not an apology. That's a diversion, and that's all you're trying to do here. So I don't buy your apology, so keep it to yourself. They're just going to ride in silence this whole time, like, let's have a girls' night, we're all going to have fun, and then ride in complete and utter awkward silence. That sounds like a fun night.
I mean, I know she didn't force her friend to scream at my husband, but she definitely didn't do anything to stop it.
This is true. She didn't say a word. So I will say that, like, Lauren's got a lot of opinions, but yet speaking up for her friend right then and saying, like, hey, calm down, she could have done that. She absolutely could have. Andre can be wrong, and you can still say, your friend, my friend, Noga, you're acting ridiculous. Stop acting like a child.
He got bitten, but it didn't break the skin. They notified you.
Hey.
His kid bit two kids. Andre's kid bit two kids. It's like he's like, I'm going to do what dad does and just go crazy on all the other children. I mean, kids will be kids. Some kids bite and have these moments, but damn, you might want to get that in check now because he wanted to downplay it like, oh, that's just how he shows affection. I'm like, yeah, but you got to get that in control or there's going to be some serious biting incidents.
So I'm just going to focus on that and looking ahead tonight.
Sure, except that you want to prove
Again,
that you're right.
I'm sorry that it happened, but I just really want to enjoy tonight.
Me too. Yeah.
That is the face of someone who is extremely sarcastic and extremely pissed at you, and they're not really willing to enjoy the night. Right there.
Yeah.
You can literally jump on the car and drive to another
Like
country
Germany
and
or
change
something
it up to wherever.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So now she's trying to downplay it. Like Yara's trying to act like, hey, it's okay. There's so many countries. You can just drive to another country, go to a different doctor and everything. I'm like, trying to sell the Moldova issue here. Look, I don't necessarily agree with Lauren trying to completely downplay everything Elizabeth doing, but also Yara acting like completely overplaying it now all of a sudden, which is a little weird. So there's some interesting dynamics going on here.
I'm happy that Lauren apologized, but you know, apologies mean nothing when you repeat the same behavior.
She's not wrong. I mean, the thing about it is Lauren keeps pushing this on her. Now, I don't think she should go to Moldova either. But Lauren's saying, you need to do what's best for you and your family. You need to do this. You need to do that. Okay, you saying you need to do this, do what's best for your family. I'm going to guess that probably the mother of the children knows better what's best for the family. Now, maybe she's thinking more in terms of, hey, I want to make my husband happy, and that may not be what's best in the long run, but Lauren is definitely not going to have the insight to say, I know what's better than you. So, give your opinion, and you may need to back off, because all you're going to do is just completely bust up this relationship, this friendship, when at the very least, if she's wrong in moving there, or it turns out the way you're saying, you can be there as a friend. But clearly, she just wants to be right, and she's trying to sell it as, I don't want to just be right, I'm trying to do what's best. Yeah, I don't buy it. Very clearly, these three couples have a lot going on. Yara and Jovi, not so much yet. Sure, there will be drama with them. Andre's still pushing the Moldova thing, and Lauren is trying to be in control. They clearly put these three together for nothing short of drama, and they're getting what they asked for, so more to come with that. And finally, we have Guermo and Cara. Now, Guillermo is struggling with what he wants to do because he can't make up his mind. A dangerous combination when you're a father. And Cara seems to be struggling with even having a little bit of understanding and completely shooting everything down while still trying to follow a dream she says is not equal. It's an interesting dynamic of a couple that is sleeping in separate bedrooms and clearly on the verge of divorce.
So
We can afford daycare or a nanny, but luckily we have Kara's mother that can take care of Nico.
Oh, that's nice, except for the fact that right before that you got done saying that you quit your job that had great benefits for what? And now you're saying you can't afford daycare and things, but great thing you have the grandma. That is the most ridiculous statement I've ever seen. And this is where you're going to come into these problems with him of not really being ready to be a father, not really being ready to be a true man stepping up to the plate. But the problem is you're already a father, so you have to make it work and stop trying to follow these dreams of yours that are going to affect your family.
A little bit about the Air Force, like you can get school, great benefits, not just for me, for my whole family.
Yes, true, and her mom floated this idea. Funny thing was, it wasn't exactly for the reason that he thinks it's for, but he's thinking, oh, I can get school, I can go be a pilot. It's not that simple. They only accept a very small amount of people to be pilots in any of the military, and in that small group, some people don't even make it. You, chances are, would sign up, enlist, or well, you wouldn't enlist, you have to be an officer. Maybe you go to school, become an officer, whatever. But then you don't make it, so you still have to go fulfill your contract and do some other job that's not a pilot. Yeah, it's not what he thinks it is.
I think the Air Force would be a really good choice for Guillermo because he has trouble getting organized.
Oh, okay, I see. There seems to be a little sinisterness at play here. Although, I wouldn't disagree with the grandma here because she's saying basically maybe the military can whip him into shape because he has no direction, he doesn't know what he wants to do, he's jumping from thing to thing, not really having any kind of guidance, while still having a young son that he needs to care for. And the problem is when he's coming up with these things, a lot of times he's using his son as an excuse saying, hey, I can care for him. But it's really about what he wants and maybe not quite what's best for the family. Problem is, Kara's doing some of that too.
It's a little bit scary, but it's a great solution for me to provide to my family. But I don't know how Kara will react.
Probably not well, and the problem is he's thinking it's a great solution with how to provide. You know nothing about the military. You still have to enlist, you still have to be accepted, you still have to go to boot camp, or you have to go, get enlisted or get brought into the officer training program or whatever. Then you have to go into a job, which is a good chance it's not going to be a pilot, and then it was all for nothing because you started this whole thing to be a pilot. Doesn't make sense what you're thinking.
To get in the Air Force? For what? For what?
That about went as what I thought it would go, which is, for what? What are you thinking? Which her thought process is, he's, completely all over the place, doesn't really know what he wants. But at the same time, she's doing a music career that is, maybe she's somewhat successful, but I would argue that she's probably putting a lot of time into it for minuscule gains. But maybe she has direction a little bit more than he does. She doesn't understand very much. Now, I don't disagree with her. I just think it's kind of funny that she's doing her own thing, but not really wanting him to do his own thing. Of course, his own thing has no direction.
My dad was in the military for ages before I was born, but I've heard all of these stories from my sisters about how he was stationed in Japan for 2 years and then went to fight in Korea and then went back.
Yes. The thing about it is when you're in the military, you're right. Travel is a big thing. It's not for everyone. But at the same time, there is a lot of benefit to it. You get very worldly with these, go into different places. You meet all kinds of diverse people. It definitely helps you be well-rounded. How do I know? Because my dad was in the military, but not I heard stories. I lived it. I also lived in Japan. Went there, moved all the stations, moved all the different duty places. And you know what? At the time, as a kid, it's difficult. But as you move on, you realize that it's a great experience. I went to Japan, hated it at first, ended up loving it, was there my whole high school years. So her saying, I heard these stories, doesn't necessarily do it justice. It's not easy, but you're just downplaying it right now when you don't really know anything about it. But she's not wrong in the sense of it is a lot of travel, it is a lot of moving around, and it's not easy. And her whole thing is, I'm not moving to where you're going. So yes, if you have that mindset, guess what? It's not going to work out because y'all will just be apart anyway.
Because I want to accomplish my dreams.
Everything he says is all about him. He'll throw the son in there every now and again and say, I'm doing what's best for my son. But it's all about him. I want to accomplish my dreams and everything. You need to have a job. You need to work. You need to provide. You need to make sure your son's taken care of. And then guess what? With your dreams, you do some stuff on the side. You work really hard. You put extra effort in after your job, things of this nature, and you work towards a goal. But you saying she's keeping me from accomplishing my dreams is kind of a big problem when you don't really know what your dream is per se, because it keeps changing, and you're not really factoring in your son. Now, I do agree with you that she's focusing on her dreams, and that's perfectly fine, but not really giving you any support on yours. I don't know if that means she has more focus. I would argue probably her thing with being a singer isn't probably going to go anywhere in the long run, just statistically. But clearly, they are not on the same page at all and really don't support each other at all. The whole thing has been a complete crazy mess with Cara and Guermo. They're got one foot in the out the divorce door, whatever you want to call it. They might as well go ahead and get divorced. It's not going to last. But unfortunately, this is where it's going to really affect the child. And a lot of these couples really don't have thoughts about their child in the sense of what is best for them, even though they claim to. They just don't. So we'll see how that turns out. All the other couples are just a complete mess. All madness, non-stop, but I'm here for it, so we will see how everything plays out in the long run. I would venture to say it's probably going to be nothing short of a train wreck, but that's okay with me. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all the support. I will see y'all next time.